Iyọ̀ ayé. Una good afternoon. Good afternoon, lovely people. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are listening from. Ọmọ wọ́n ṣá máa wò wọ́n lóye ọmọ gbajúmọ̀ o. How na dey o? Ṣé una don vote? Let's call me o, Mary. Ṣé una don vote yo? How many of una don vote? How many of una don vote? I just feel brother Tio, longest time. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Muni kò láṣọ méjì. Unado. Good afternoon, everyone. Good morning. Good afternoon. It's Mary Owo. Kò sí true say good afternoon, sir. Longest time. Olúwa kò fẹ́ kú ẹlẹ́ṣẹ̀. Good afternoon, everyone. I won't waste too much of our time. Good afternoon, 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 good afternoon. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Longest times honestly, I missed everyone. I'm going to come back fully very soon. I'm going to come back. Honestly, it's been very, very hectic over here, but I'm going to come back. I'm so sorry. I miss you guys from the bottom. Honestly, I miss everyone. I miss everyone. Thank you for joining me. Oh, my lovely people, my lovers of truth. I love you guys. I miss you guys. I'm coming back. I'm working out some things, and this time around it's going to be a bam. So definitely I'm coming back big, bigger, and better. We are working out some other things. So I'm cooking something. So good afternoon, everyone. How are you? Oh, I know a lot of people called me. They were so scared about my Niger blog, my Niger trip. Everybody was like, what happened? Maureen, ha. And I was like, I'm fine, sir. I'm fine. God is my strength. God is my protector. God is my defender. God is there for me. You see all these Akamaje, they are just noise maker. They can't do anything. They are powerless. Unfortunately, some of us, we don't know the anointing and the grace of God we carry. If we understand who we are in Christ, sincerely, all this non-entity will not continue to be shouting this, and at the end of the day, been here for a while now talking. If they are that powerful, if their God is a God that can do anything, by now I shouldn't be talking. I should be somewhere in the streets down below, but God did not allow it to happen. It goes to say that God is bigger than all of them. The moment you appreciate and understand that all this thing is that these guys, they only create fear instead of them to build your faith, you know that they are just toothless bulldog. And that's why they know I know them. And they know I have their secret. That is why I am a threat to them. That's why they are always scared. And I thank God for God's protection. He built this edge of protection around me and my household. I've been talking about them. They can't do anything. They are so useless. My people, remember some of them, they came out there is not going to be any election. So you see, I come out to let everybody know that these guys, they are just, some of them, nobody is speaking to them. So many of them, no spirit is speaking to them. They are just deceiving people. And I pray my people, I pray some of us, I pray Nigerians, they begin to wake up and understand that these guys, they are just liars. You know how many of them that came out, what is going to happen in the election? No, the election is not going to hold. Today is the election. It's got to say some of them, they are just liars. You see, let's us know the God that we are serving. No God is speaking to them. You know how many, a lot of people can be, so many spirits can speak to them. Some of them is their Oluweri, is Mami Water, is the Babalawo that is speaking to them. It's not Holy Spirit, it's not God. Do you know how many of them that claim that today there won't be any election? I remember, I want to remind those of them, most especially the Yoruba nations agitators and all of them, that I told them then, they said, there's not going to be any election. I said, election will hold, nothing will happen. What did they happen now? Election don't they hold? You see, until all of us, we know where we stand. Until Nigerians, they know who they are. Until they, you see, this is their suffering. We continue. Unfortunately, you see this suffering, we continue. Because we don't want to liberate ourselves. Because we want to continue in this wahala. In as much as you still collect money to vote, in as much as you don't vote the right people in power, in as much as you see truth, you call it lies. Either you like it or not, this suffering, una go carry over suffering. Unfortunately, some of you, you hate the truth. You don't know that your problem is your pastors and your politicians. So, you know, when I came up early, telling everybody that our problem is our pastors, our imams, our religious leaders, a lot of people thought something is wrong with me. But thank God that today, either you like it or not, it's now a reality. And I believe some of us, we already know that these guys are liars. Do you know how many religious leaders that came out, they start talking that God speak to them? Do you know how many of them that God did not speak to them? So God is a liar, is a talkative. So he will continue to speak A to Pastor A, speak B to another pastor, C to another pastor. They turn Christianity to a joke. They continue to ridicule themselves. They can't ridicule God. They are ridicule their generation upon themselves, because prosperity will not forgive all of them. We know them. We know all the liars. You see the one that the one that is the funniest part of it. It's just I didn't have time. I would have come out. When Olubori came out, I said, was, baby, well, I don't land you. When I know, he said, spiritually, where did you get that kind of prophecy from? Spiritually, Obi is the candidate. But the winner is Atiku. Tinubu is going to be the one that they will announce, my people. How can God give that kind of prophecy? How can God speak to, God doesn't even know. God is exact. God is precise. God is not man. God does not have time for all this nonsense they are lying to you. Because that one did not, maybe you don't fall out with Shade Tinubu. That is why she wants to use manipulator. She wants to manipulate them. Senior manipulator. When I came out, when I told you 2-3 years ago that lady, now when they say saliva, that she's a liar. No spirit is speaking to her. A lot of people thought, this Maureen, she's a trouble. Oh, she's bringing men of down. You see anyone that I talk about, they are not men of God. No God is speaking to them. Unfortunately, some of you, I pray the Lord open your spiritual eyes. You graduate to a certain level, you will understand where I stand, where I'm coming from. These are, you can imagine. God is not mad that we get so like, God bless you, Olubukola. If God wants to speak, God will speak, but not through all these contaminated vessels. They are contaminated vessels. Some of them, maybe in years past, maybe God was using some of them. But you see all these businessmen, all these prosperity pastors, all these liars, because they've been doing this thing for years, and they build empire, they build names on them. So the church is going to be business as usual. But unfortunately, God is out to disgrace their generation of born. That is why the whole thing is coming out. You will see so many people, so many of them will be disgraced again. Oh. God does not have business in all this nonsense they are talking about. So God is the one speaking to Olubori. God is the one speaking to all these pastors, all these liars, all of them that gather themselves. If you want to vote for anybody, come out and say, I am obedient. I am Showore. I am this. Me, if I have the opportunity to vote, it's Showore I will vote for. But I don't have the opportunity to vote. My vote doesn't count. So why will I come online and because I don't, if I have the opportunity today to vote, to go and cast my vote, I will cast it for Showore. Unfortunately, some Nigerians did not see what they are looking at is totally different, but let's see how it goes. I know they are suffering continue, that they like it or not. Because some of them still collect money. You will still see by the end of today now, you will see all sorts of things that will come up. You can imagine, God is speaking to Olubori. That Obi is the spiritually God pick Obi. The same God, the same message, the same God allow Atiku to win. The same God, at the same time, the same message. God, the Atiku that decided that win the election, God did not allow them to announce and give the power to Atiku. They decided to give it to Tinubu. Where did we get it wrong? And you know the one that baffles me? Some mumu people, some mumu confused Nigerians, they still follow this type of character. They still follow this type of woman. This woman that's the business scatter here in London. He decided to go and scam them in Nigeria. And some of you still feel that God is God. Olubori that she has nothing. She has nothing like godliness in her. Our God is not a liar and he's not a confusionist. He will not lie. He's not a man that will lie. The same God, you can see manipulation from the highest order. She even came out, she said, you see number 3 of Obi? Number 3 of Obi? That one, he ran away with he left Nigeria, he sent his family away. You can imagine that kind of a thing. That is the type of person that one, I'm the one praying for them. What kind of prayer are they taking for that kind of person? I look at it, I say, so you are the one praying for Obi people. I say, we're all right. Oh, the show, we're all right. She came online, she exposed. Sister Maria, I nearly didn't recognize you. Your natural be so light up makeup suits you better. Thank you, my sister. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Honestly, let us know who we are. The day we discover ourselves, the day we know who we are, that day is the end of our problem. Is the end of our worries. Is the end of all these problems, lies and deceit that is going on. People should understand one thing. If sincerely, these people, if they are this powerful as they claim they are, I shouldn't be, by now, Maureen should not be alive. God is using me to speak to some of you that he is real. Oh, thank you. Thank you, brother Femi. Ekaso. God is using me this morning. The more they do it, the more they do everything, the more God is taking me higher. The more they do their all this, their lies and everything. You see, the day you know the secret, you see, the day you know the secret of to conquer these, their fears and everything, that is the end of your worries. Imagine a whole MFM. They raised 39 prayer points globally because of this me. Instead of me to die, they were praying for me to die. Do you know where in some of the branches where they were doing this prayer, I'm saying it live. Some of the branches where they conduct this type of satanic prayer, people who are closer to me, even my families were there. And today, I'm still alive. Do they serve a living God? They serve a dead God. People should understand that God is not man. If genuinely, if sincerely the God they serve is a true God, I should not be alive anymore. You know how many churches that I use my name, to raise prayer points that they want me to die? And as the Lord liveth, I'm still here. God is showing. That is why I tell people, I tell people, you see how many of them came out? There are not going to be any election today. So. God is not speaking any jack to any of them. They are a bunch of liars. They are manipulators. Play on people's mind. Play on people's intelligence. People should just wake up. Creating fear. Thank you, my sister. Oh, my daddy is the way is the yes, now all my daddy say is a liar. They are all deceiving people. It's high time Nigerians understand that they take their destiny in their own hand like this. I know that these people, they have nothing to offer. They have scammed you in the past. I was once there. Mo ti sanwó mugu fún wọn. Mo ti san tithe dànù sí redeem. Mo ti san offering, mo ti san tithe dànù. Instead of me to give them my money, I will gather it together to go and help the next person. I will use it to help humanity. I will use it to change lives. I will feed the poor. I will give it to the widow. Èmi, tí màá lọ fọwọ́ mi gbọ́n mi sókun. God is not a liar. He's real. It's the power they serve that is not fake. It's fake. They are complete fake people. They are complete fake people. Nigerians, election is holding today. Shame on some of them. Another one is still coming. You see, you see all their prophecy. I heard, if you know the way that I archive them, put all their prophecy because I'm coming for them. I'm coming for some of them. God is not speaking to some of them. Please wake up. God can speak to you too. You know, there is the way God speaks to you. God minister to you through so many things. Don't let anybody make you feel they have the direct link to God. Because then it all neuron business in it. Hey, wake up. Oh, na sakama je. Oh, na scammy. They've used people to build their empire. But unfortunately, because we don't know that, we thought they are serving God. Oh, sister Adedayo, how are you? We thought they are serving God. They are not serving anything. You can imagine Olubori giving three presidential experience, giving three prophecy for the same position, 3 different prophecy for one position, and people did not wake up. And the Mumu is telling them, oh yeah, record it though. Record it. Salvation is a personal thing. So it's high time people understand that you have a personal relationship with your maker. Speak to him. I know my God. My God knows me. That is why I can. Those who know their God, they will do exploits. He did not give you the spirit of fear, but the spirit of boldness and sound mind. That's why you see me, I face them. I face them. I challenge them. If indeed God is a spirit, and those who worship him, they worship him in spirits, why can't we fight a spiritual battle? Can't they face me spiritually? Why are they running helter-skelter to courts? If indeed God send you an error, he will back you up. It goes to say that no God, they send them anything. They be real guy man. When you see guy man 419 and yahoo, and you are abusing them, Olubori, they dance was you. Olubori, where be Olosho first class? I am a woman. You will see I don't like to call any woman Olosho. But Olubori, I don't want to talk. Let me just keep my mouth shut. So if Olubori, Olubori knows. Go and ask Olubori, her last born. Go ask of but I don't want to talk. So Olubori is Oluweri that is speaking. Olubori is using juju. The God of Olubori is what Olubori is serving. It's not our living God. So those of you who they follow her, you are serving her God. Olubori, she can see. She can see Oleri future. Hey, mo pa on spirit of divination wa. There's so many things that you see. Even Simon the sorcerer. When Simon saw real power, what did he do? He asked them to give him from that power. Go and read the Acts of Apostles. You will understand very well. You will understand people like Olubori. How can Olubori say the person that God actually wants is Peter Obi? The same God, the same message, the same minute. Change his mind. Give it to Atiku to win. The same God all of a sudden decided to move from Atiku, move from Obi to Atiku, from Atiku. And at the end of the day, Tinubu decided to announce Tinubu. They will go to court. Everybody should emphasize that since we've been having an election in Nigeria. Can anyone tell me that there is one free and fair election that there is no litigation, there is no court cases, that they don't do all these things? It is our tradition. So it is a normal thing. And somebody will sit down one place and will tell you that it is a prophecy. What kind of stupid prophecy is that one? I hope one day and I'm coming, because I'm still coming back. I'm coming back to analyze each and every all the prophecy, because it's going to happen soon. You will see that God indeed did not. You will see that God did not call them. I think this is an eye opener. This is enough for all of us to know that these are spiritual fathers. These are our liars, senior Sakamaje businessmen. All these senior Bible guy men, they are liars. They are doing their business. You know, I've been telling everybody. As I'm coming back bigger, in another realm, in another level. I'm working on something. Trust me when I said I'm cooking something. I'm coming back. I'm coming back. Ipadabo Abijani, oh my Lego. Hey, so I just want people to understand that these guys, they are doing their business. Learn to trust God. To be sincere with you, God is real. Is real. Go. Oh, Sister Elia, good afternoon. How are you, ma? God is not man. Most churches in Nigeria, let me tell you, all the churches in Nigeria, all the big churches where 1,000 seater, all those big churches, they are all business center. Not be most, all the big churches in Nigeria. Quote me, all the big churches in Nigeria. You know the G5 of them. They are all business center. Which God? Which God are they selling? They are selling their business. When you look at them critically, they build generational wealth for their generation unborn. They are another thief, another guy man using Bible to scam. It's because they capitalize on the fact that the country, the politician, nobody to control each other. Nobody to regulate each other. So it's another business strategy that is working perfectly. It's a business strategy that people should understand that they are building their business. See, Baba Adeboye ló ń sin lọ́hùn ni. Baba Adeboye all of a sudden, ẹ máa gbà wá Ọlọ́run, ẹ máa ṣàánú Nàìjíríà, ẹ máa gbà wá. Baba Adeboye is scam since 20-something years. So all of a sudden, he can't remember God. Which of the God is he calling now that will deliver him? You see, but because a lot of people did not know, they don't scam now. What it bad when you lójú they don't use manipulation. Baba is more. You know what is more important than redeem? Remittance is more important than souls. Winning souls. Initially, when they started that, their 5 minutes walk. Honestly, I thought making church easily available, accessible to people. Somebody said, since Adeboye went to Suleiman, I lost respect. And maybe I know they talk as this. Maybe no. Maybe you just they lost respect. Adeboye is not better than Suleiman. They are bed of the same feather. Can two work together? I must retreat unless they agree. Papa cannot turn him down. It's some of us that they know. Say I know them. So you're saying you lost respect since he went to Suleiman. So what of Esther Ajayi? I bet if you Baba she business any. About she business now Baba ti jẹ big time. It is all calculation, projection, business plan, and it work for them. So they know. So Mugu will always be there now. If you are talking about Baba, that package is all very well. What of Olubori? Olubori that can't even Olubori that she can't even express herself. Olubori Komo 1 + 2 apart from scamming. When you are talking, Adeboye is still you are talking about prof and house girl. If we still have governors, we still have royal fathers that follow Olubori. What do you think is going on in our nation? Religion is a big factor, is a big problem until we kill that monster. That monster they call religion. Nigeria is wasting their time. You can see this election now. You know many of them that came out to prophesy. I can't come out with video. Something like this will happen. This will happen. There won't be any election. By my time, where I am is 11:33. In Nigeria is 12:33. We are all here. Now so we go sit down, the whole thing go work. Until people change who they are, until people change, they have a change of mind, until they have full reorientation, nothing will work. Another 8 years of suffering, you don't package, wait for them, because it's a continuous suffering. Unfortunately, some of you might not like what I'm saying, but that is the truth. Because in as much as we see white, I will call it red. We see red, we call it white. The suffering continues. The Bible even made you and I to understand that righteousness exalts any nation. But where corruption lie, manipulation is the order of the day. What do you expect? The people that are supposed to come out. 2 Chronicles 7:14 says, if my people who are called by my name, if they humble themselves and they pray, they cry unto God. It's what did God say? God said, I will heal their land. But in Nigeria, opposite is the order of the day. Those who even call themselves ministers of God, their prayer has turned to abomination. Because what they do, what they put their hands into. And instead of us to focus on God, we focus on men. We focus on your spiritual fathers. So they are taking multitude to another level. I pray that Lord open our eyes. God is real, oh. God is real. He's not man. He can never lie. If God can never lie, I will leave you with this. If God can never lie, who is speaking to all these liars that they saying God says this, God says this, God says this? I will leave you with this. Go and ponder on it. If God cannot lie, and if God is not the author of confusion, why is God? Who is speaking to these numerous spiritual leaders that tells us every day the Lord speaks to me? God bless you. I read it, and God says that is a jealous God. Thank you, my sister. I do not understand why we do not have time, little time. Instead of you to believe your pastor hook, line, and sinker, why don't you just create little time? If you are a Christian, read your Bible very well. Study to show yourself approved. So that when they want to miss Yan, you will just carry your Bible and say, this was not a miss road. So everybody will begin to say, Maureen is... I am not anybody's enemy. It's just because what I see, some of you did not see. That's why you come on my platform, you start fighting. Because I know their secret. And they know I know them. They know I know them. I know them. I understand them. That is why they can't do anything. You can feel they have some spiritual power. They don't get spiritual jack, Robinson. Some of them, the anointing you carry. Some of you listening to me, what you carry is bigger. If you command them that they will begin to die one by one, the authority in your mouth is bigger than their own. It's because we don't know how to exercise your rights in Christ. That is why you would be afraid of all these jackers, all these liars. That, you see, so many of you begin to wonder, that girl must get something, must be a gem, must be Osho, must wishes and wisdom, must be something else. You see, the day I discover one thing, the day I know who is my father, the day I know who I am in Christ, that is the day I conquer fear. That is the day people like all this one you see as your general overseer. That's why I don't see them as anything. Because God said, if you love God genuinely and you believe in this God, you will obey and keep his commandment. When you see a pastor that whine and dine in sin, that disobey God, that do things that are contrary to the word of God, and he still come online, he still come on the altar and do miracle, and you did not begin to look like this one. No, this one not be God. This one another thing. You see, God works in principle. Immediately you go out of the principle of God, you are on your own. I discover all this and it has worked for me. And that's why when I know who I am in Christ, I face them. Instead of me to run for them, they are the one running hectare scatter all over the world. Because if genuinely, if these pastors, this your general overseers, if genuinely is God, if they are on God's, if they are on assignment for God, somebody like me, when I talk, Yorùbá ní ẹni tó bá rán ni níṣẹ́ là ń bẹ̀rù. A kì í bẹ̀rù ẹni tí a máa jẹ fún. Assuming it's God that backed them up. They're supposed to report back to God. Not to bring video down. Not to be running from one court to the other. Not to be gallivanting the whole world, going to sue me in different places. Not attacking and doing all sorts of, not raising prayer points. They can even raise prayer points. They can take it to God in prayer and let God be the judge. I continue to come out to tell them it is a spiritual matter. Let's handle it spiritually. A man of God that I will be afraid of is a man of God under anointing. A man of God that carry grace. You dare not touch them. You see, instead of things to happen to me, things begin to happen to them. And I begin to laugh. Say, hey, which God? They say, that Maureen. One even he went and arrange his members. She's a principality too. Don't go and watch her. I said he doesn't want them to. He doesn't want them to lie. He doesn't want them. He wants them to remain in darkness. Liberation is far from there, and I'm not surprised if you see them. They are the worst among the Christians in Nigeria. They are the most wretched among them. Very dirty. Very poor. With all their useless power, their heart is far from Almighty God. They are not even a Christian. The true definition of Christian, Mbano, is just because we allow all these liars to deceive us. The Lord will help us. I just come out to say hello because I know it's been a while. Been very, very busy. They thought God has been good to me with all they have done. Ọlọ́run kàn bùkún mi sí ni. Ọlọ́run kàn gbé mi ga ni. Nǹkan bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń dá fún mi lọ ni. Ẹ sì rí nǹkan kan. With everything. Olúwa dára sí mi. Ó ṣé Olúwa ò jẹ́ ó bójú mi jẹ́ Ọlọ́run mo dúpẹ́. Because when I look at everything, I just look back. I go begin to laugh. People will call with other story. I'll say, please, I'll do it. I'll think about it. Honestly, I've been very, very... And before I go, you know I be jackpa, madam. Those of you who wants to jackpa, yes, so contact me, DM me. I know some of you will say, I've sent messages. You continue to send until I carry. Those of you that want to jackpot, I'm available. Honestly, I am cooking something. I have to come back. My show has really, really suffered. I need to come back. I need to come and start getting things ready. So, Emma, bear with me. I am coming back. But I'm working on something. And we all love it. And we're all going to enjoy it together. So please be peaceful. Vote for whoever that your hearts. Vote your conscience. Vote for your future. Do not vote for because somebody give you anything. Vote for somebody. Because Nigeria, unfortunately, Nigeria is a country that I love. That's why I can't keep quiet. I am not there. Some people say, what's your problem? If you are not there, I'm not there, but I love that country. But I pray that there will be peace in our land. I pray that Lord heal our land. I pray God will intervene. Every day, I pray for my Jerusalem. Nigeria is my Jerusalem, is my country. I love Nigeria. If I have my way, I prefer Nigeria to where I am right now. But go out and exercise your civic rights. Vote wisely. Vote wisely. You see, all their prophecy will begin to fail now. All these their prophecies will begin to fail. One don't fail. Oh. I remember during Yoruba, when I told the Yoruba agitators that election will hold, even in Southwest, election is not going to hold. Where on a day? Who there? Who there? Where on a day? You see, the Lord will help us. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. I love you from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate. I have some loyal, dedicated, dependable fans, lovers of truth. My inbox is full. My messages is full. People begin to call, Mr. Mori, when are you going to come back to YouTube? Why are you going to come back? We are missing you. We come start something. Even if you come out normally the way you used to come out. I understand. Honestly, I miss you guys too. I am coming back. I'm going to come back. Bigger and better. I'm working out something. So thank you, everyone. For those of you that don't see me on my profile, now brother Mike, don't share me see 1 month. So maybe after the 1 month you start seeing my posts. So thank you. But when I need to see anything, I come on my pages and I will do a live show. But I try my best to always come. I will try. I love you guys. Thank you, everyone. Sister Elia, thank you. I love you too. Bye. Bye, everyone.